(2019) WWE Super ShowDown predictions, matches, card, location, start time, date, PPV preview. WWE pay-per-view action is returning to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia this Friday with the Super ShowDown event taking place in Jeddah inside the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, the site of last year's greatest Royal Rumble show. That event marked, Super ShowDown will begin at 2 p.m. ET with the show. Big fan of WWE? Where we go in depth, let's take a closer look at who our CBS Sports experts predict will come out on top as WWE makes a return trip to the Middle East. The Usos vs. The Revival kickoff. Jack Crosby, Adam Silverstein. 2 days prior to Super ShowDown, WWE dropped this match right into our laps as the appetizer before the main show starts. Serving as the Lars Sullivan vs. Lucha House Party. JC has given the few that actually care about Sullivan since his arrival on a consistent basis. It's almost fitting that he'll be making his main roster in-ring debut on a show that's brushed to the side as meaningless in the grand scheme of things. But it's happening. Braun Strowman vs. Bobby Lashley. As JC, this is a meaningless match between two superstars who are rudderless in terms of their direction. Considering how 50-man battle royal. As though my partner below is picking AJ Styles, I am not aware of him being in this match. If he is Ultimate JC, it's difficult to choose a winner when you're not really certain who will make up this gigantic field of competitors, but you can safely assume that they'll go with a babyface winner here for a feel-good moment. Since he's Roman Reigns vs. Shane McMahon. As JC, if they didn't put Drew McIntyre over Reigns at WrestleMania, they sure as hell aren't putting McMahon over Reigns here. Hopefully, the match Triple H vs. Randy Orton. As coming out of his big win against Batista at WrestleMania, the last thing Triple H needs is a win at a forgettable show such as this. Let's not forget, JC, I probably pondered the outcome of this match more than any other on the card because, what do you even do here? Ultimately, Intercontinental Championship Finn Balor vs. Andrade. JC, as Balor is not going to lose for the first time as the Demon on the main roster during an event in Saudi Arabia. Period. WWE Championship Kofi Kingston vs. Dolph Ziggler. JC, as so. For a bit of real-life context here, Kingston's main rival, Kevin Owens, reportedly refused to make the trip to Jeddah in support of his best friend Sami Zayn, who is reportedly banned from appearing due to his Syrian heritage. Therefore, Universal Championship Seth Rollins vs. Baron Corbin. As JC, whether Brock Lesnar cashes in before, during or after this match, I simply cannot see a scenario in which WWE is so close-minded as to believe that him walking out of this show with the Universal title is a good idea. And if The Undertaker vs. Goldberg. As The Undertaker just lost at the last event here, and while he has been losing a lot more recently, he's also still a somewhat active member of the company. Goldberg. JC, have been seeing that a lot of the logic here in regards to a prediction revolves around the notion that Vince McMahon will always put his top WWE superstars over notable ex-WCW talents. See Sting vs. Triple H. 2004-2019 CBS Interactive. All rights reserved. CBS Sports is a registered trademark of CBS Broadcasting Incorporated. Commissioner.com. Images by Getty Images and U.S. Press Wire.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot bar. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.